Hello, fellow followers. Welcome back to FanZcene. Greg here, and today I have for you Night of the Living Dead from black and white to color. Yes, I'm going to talk to you guys today about the Night of the Living Dead movies, the original and the 1990 remake, which just came out on a 4K steelbook. And I'm going to get into all my thoughts about this, the transfer, because this does include the theatrical and the new uncensored cut of the film. So we'll get into all that, and I'll show off the steelbook for you and everything. But before we begin, I do want to say thank you and shout out to Jack Murphy for sending this my way. I appreciate you, my friend. Thank you for being a supporter of the channel and for sending this to me. I'm truly honored. I can't say enough, but thank you, thank you, thank you. But before we get into this one, I want to talk to you guys about the original movie. It's one of my all-time favorite horror movies. It's probably one of the most popular horror movies ever made. It defined the zombie genre, even though they're not even actually called zombies in the original Night of the Living Dead. They're called ghouls, and it is based off of George Romero's short story, Anubis, Night of Anubis, is I believe what it was originally supposed to be called, but they had to change the name to Night of the Living Dead and everything. And this movie, though, to me, I think still holds up today. There are multiple copies out there from VHS, Blu-ray, Laserdisc. I do recommend the Criterion Blu-ray or 4K if you can get a hold of them if you want those in your collection, because it's never looked better than it has ever looked with that. From the Blu-ray and the 4K for that Criterion put out. But this movie is just so great. It's so good. It's just like from the opening scenes when Barbara and her brother are in the graveyard and they're coming to get you, Barbara. Stop it. You're ignorant. It's just so incredible. And then the chase from the zombies into the farmhouse to Dwayne Jones' appearance as Ben to come to save the day, and just the way the world in the house feels, and just the characters. It's just absolutely incredible film. I do want to say though that there's so many people get this movie wrong, in the sense that because Dwayne Jones is the lead of the film and he's an African American man, and so they automatically assume George Romero was trying to make a statement with that, and that is farthest from the truth. The truth of the matter was Dwayne Jones came in, he auditioned, and he got the part purely simply because he was the best actor for the role, and George Romero cast him. What this really is about the changing of the times from the Vietnam War and everything, and how Americans were seeing each other. It's kind of similar today, right? Is where how some Americans were seeing like some of the people returning from Vietnam War and the violence that was going on in cities and everything like that, and the changing of the times. How some these were Americans, we're all Americans, but one side was seen as monsters, and the other side was seen as they don't know what to do with the changing time and how to survive and whatnot like that. And if you do think it goes along with the, like, Dwayne Jones being a, African American lead and everything, it's art, it's interpretive, so that you're not wrong. But as according to George Romero himself, that's never what the movie was originally about. But I highly recommend the original. If you've never seen it, check it out. Now let's get into the remake, the 1990 remake, directed by Tom Savini. George Romero was actually a part of this as well too. He chose him. This was sort of made on the back end to help George Romero recoup some money that he never got from the release of this one. But as far as remakes go, I do not hate this. I actually like this remake. I think it's a really good remake. I think it goes right up there with The Thing and The Blob and The Fly. I think this goes with it, and this was made in 1999. Or 1990, I'm sorry, not 1999, 1990. But I'm going to show off the steelbook here for you guys if you guys want to see the steelbook real quick. And I know there's been some contention about steelbook onlys, and I do agree with that. I do agree steelbook onlys are causing a lot of problems amongst physical media and fans and people who want to get their hands on this, and they weren't able to because they sold out so quick, and then the scalpers are raising them. I get that. I completely get it, and I do think that is a problem that needs to be addressed amongst these studios. But I'm going to go ahead and show this off for you guys, and hopefully you can see it and everything. But yes, it does have the Blu-ray and the 4K, and it does come with a digital copy if you have if you want the digital copy. I do think it is an incredible steelbook. I do like it. I do wish it was made more available for more people. But as far as the movie and the transfers go, because like I mentioned earlier, it does contain the theatrical and uncensored version. The uncensored version is as close as to what we'll get to Tom Savini's cut of the film. It is his cut, but it's as close as we'll get to what he actually envisioned the film to be, because this movie went through so much, and there was so much cut out of it because it was given an NC-17 rating due to blood and gore. And you gotta love the ratings board, because they're always screwing horror movie directors and stuff out of everything and giving them like NC-17 ratings when they don't deserve it. So in the uncensored cut here, if you guys are wondering what the big differences is, there's a little more gore and stuff in this. It's about the same length, about 88 minutes long. They're both about that length. There's not like nothing major added to it. The biggest change is the opening scene is starts off in black and white, like Tom Savini intended. The theatrical cut doesn't. It starts off in black and white, and you get to hear Barbara and her brother in the car on the way up to the cemetery talking and everything. And then when the first zombie comes out, attacks Barbara and her brother, it clicks over to color, right? So that's black and white to color. I really dug that. And actually, when I was watching the movie again, the uncensored version, I really kind of wish I would have stayed in black and white. I enjoy. I'm not against black and white, so I enjoy seeing black and white films. And I kind of, I may have to rewatch this and turn off the saturation and watch the whole movie in black and white like that. So yeah, that's really the big difference is as far as the scans go. The scan looks incredible. The blacks look rich as the colors pop. This movie, you see the film grain. I didn't see too many problems with it. The sound's credible. The sound is incredible and everything. It just looks great. It's the best I've ever seen this movie. Look, both versions. I actually popped in the Blu-ray and the 4K, and I thought the 4K looked, which it naturally would, looks a lot better than the Blu-ray. I actually thought the Blu-ray looked a little darker than the 4K, and usually I know people have that other way around. Sometimes people say, well, why does the 4K look so dark? Well, this time I really thought the Blu-ray looked a little darker than the 4K, but the 4K, of course, is amazing. And as always, yes, as I say on my channel, if you don't want to go 4K, you don't want this, you got it on DVD, you got it on VHS, Laserdisc, that's fine by you. But I'm just going to talk to you guys about this. It's really great. And some of the like pros and cons about this that I have again, with this compared to this one. Okay, this is what I'm going to get into is like, you know, what's his name? Tony Todd plays Ben in this, and he is incredible. I really think he does great in Dwayne Jones' shoes. He comes in and he's very much this heroic character, and I think he fits right in, and it's perfect presentation of him. Barbara in this gets a much more updated, beefed up role because she goes from being a sniveling, like, catatonic victim in this movie to being somebody who really helps out in this situation and becomes a sort of an action star. I do like that change in Barbara's character, but I do feel like near the end, certain parts she does get a little holier than thou at moments. It was like, okay, everybody's going through the same situation as you, dial it back a little bit. But I do enjoy that she has this role where she becomes, a much more integral part of the film and what's going on instead of just laying there and catatonic until her brother shows up at the end of the movie in the ghouls. I don't like my truly biggest gripe about the remake is because I think it's a great remake. I think it's awesome film, and it goes hand in hand with this. And like I mentioned earlier, with the Thing, the Fly, and the Blob, and all that, is I don't like what they did to Cooper in this movie. Cooper is the man in the basement with his wife, and his kid has been bitten, and he's hiding out with Tommy and Judy down in the basement. I don't like what they did to Cooper because I felt like Cooper in the original, which you see right here, was yeah, he was an asshole, but he had legitimate reasons, and he was just trying to survive. And he may be an asshole with good intentions, I should say, even though he causes a lot of problems. Whereas I felt like in Cooper in this Night of the Living Dead was just a straight up unredeemable asshole, and I really didn't like what they did to his character in that sense, because I felt like in these movies, as I was talking about how it's the change in the world and everything, it goes from this very wide open world, like when it starts off in the graveyard and everything, and it's in the daytime, and it's this very wide open world. And then as the zombies move in, and as Barbara gets to the farmhouse, and they all get to the farmhouse, it closes in and becomes very claustrophobic, very paranoia, and these people are on top of each other trying to survive this night in this, and the world becomes much smaller, and they have to survive this horrible event. And yes, tempers are going to flare, anxieties are going to rise, and people are going to get in each other's faces, and you don't know, that's what's going to happen, especially with this threat coming your way. And then by the end of both films, the world opens back up, and it's a new world, and the world has now changed. Right, so that's very much in the sense of the movie. Both movies, I still think this ending is much more chilling than this ending of this film. And like I said, I don't like, my biggest complaint is I don't really like what they did to Cooper, in the way he's treated. But outside of that, I think it's great. I think this movie actually does Tommy and Judy better than Tommy and Judy in this. I think they, William Butler plays Tommy so much, he gives him much more personality and stuff in this than in that. And not that they nothing against him. I think the cast of both of these films are incredible. I mean, it's great. But yeah, all in all, I think these are incredible movies. I still think the original is the best, bar none. Nothing will ever top this one. But this one is really, really good. And do yourself, if you've never seen this, if you've never seen either one, do yourself a favor and watch both of them. But if you've only ever seen this one, give the 1991 a chance. It might surprise you. It is the 90s version. So like I said, there is a little more gore, a little more blood. It's in color. It's a little more polished than this, even though I think that's what gives this one the greatest feel of it, is because it does almost feel like a documentary. And also, I do want to say one more thing. Is like one more thing I did miss in this that was in this one is like the TV, where they kept checking the TV and the news in the original movie, and they kept getting updates and then how the news plays in a part, which is why this is so topical, is how the news plays in parts and what's going on and how it's making people feel and everything. In this, you only get like one news update, and in this you get a bunch. So I really enjoyed that in this. That's why I think this one still holds up so well today. But this one is so great, so good. The skin is incredible. The movie is incredible. It's a great remake of a movie that didn't need a remake at all. It managed to succeed, and the reevaluation over the years, because it did flop when it came out, the reevaluation over the years of how this movie is actually really good, and Tom Savini did great, and the movie holds up holds up. I like seeing that. But do yourself a favor, check this movie out however you can, and also check out the original, because this is Night of the Living Dead from black and white to color. Leave me your thoughts and comments in the comment section down below. Which one is your favorite? Which one will you see? Which one have you not seen? All your thoughts and comments on this. And hey, if you didn't like the remake, let me know why. What are your gripes about it? Leave that down below. And if you liked what you saw here, maybe consider hitting that like button or subscribing, hitting that bell for notifications. That'd be awesome if you're in your guys' subscriptions, or possibly share this video out for everybody to see, or join and become a channel member, because that would help out my channel immensely. Thank you, and shout out to all my channel members. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thank you guys for being channel members here, and for all of your support. To everybody watching, whether you like me, hated me, or like this video, or hated this video, I thank you for sticking this long. Wherever you all are, please have a great, safe, happy, healthy day, morning, afternoon, evening, and night. Always support physical media, because it truly is the superior format, now more than ever. Godspeed, and they're coming to get you, Barbara.